Hi everyone, Marie here, sharing with you my December daily for 2022. You've just seen me quickly show you the album I'm using. That's the one that was available in the Peartree Cutfiles shop this year. That was our December album for this year. Undoubtedly, I'm going to need to cut another one for myself because there's no way I'm going to get everything in. I am currently up to day 8. I'm sharing with you today my title page and day 1. There is no way I'm going to get all 25 days in my album, not a chance. It's far too thick already. I love adding loads of flaps and pockets and tuck-ins and all things like that. So I might as well just resign myself to the fact that I definitely need 2 albums. So I'm using a variety of products. I've got Simple Stories Baking It. No, hang on. What's it called? I've got Simple Stories Holidays. I've got Simple Stories... What's the baking one called? They've got it this year. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Let me have a look. Oh, Baking Spirits Bright. That's it. So I'm using the Holidays Baking Spirits Bright and some papers from Elle Studio. I've also got some Hip Kit Club. I've got acrylic and stencils from Peartree. And I've got quite a few of the cut files from the December 2022 Advent calendar, December album Advent, and I've also got some of the ones from the 2021 one as well. So a variety of cut files going in here. I tend to decide as I'm going through. But what you see me do right now is back the Christmas 2022 cut file with some red paper. That's Elle Studio paper. That to the left there on the screen is just a little packet of scraps that I have, perfect for backing cut files. Especially because I've just kept all the Christmassy bits together. So they all work really, really nicely together. My intention here now is to create a shaker pocket using one of the 2s and the 0, some lovely sequins from Lucy's shop, and so I've stuck a piece of acetate on with glossy accents, and then my intention is to put another piece of acetate on and to seal it with my fuse tool. Now, unbeknownst to me at this point is I've used acetate that you can put in your printer. So acetate that you can put through a laser printer is unmeltable. So when I use the fuse tool on it, it just refuses to seal together. It won't melt, it won't stick, it won't do anything that I wanted to do. So I have a really good go, and I do keep trying, and it should have worked, but it just refused. It would not stick. The glossy accents wouldn't stick. The fuse wouldn't stick. It was just not going to happen. So what I decided to do is cut my losses. I peel the acetate off, tidy the cut file back up again because there's a couple of fuzzy edges, and then decide to simply back the 0 and the 2 with some lovely starry vellum that you can see there at the top of the page. Decided to leave this in because I think it's important. Sometimes when you watch process videos, it can appear that the person creating the process video is just really organised and know exactly what they're going to do all of the time. I never know what I'm going to do. Pages I make generally tend to evolve as I'm going. I'm quite often not happy with how pages look until I've faffed with them for at least an hour. I am not a speedy scrapper. So my December daily albums take me, forever, absolutely forever. So it's now nearly January, and I'm only on day 8. So, and last year I think I finished my 2021 album on something like the 5th or 6th of December of 2022. So, yeah. Don't worry about it. It can take as long as you need it to take. What I've done there, what you've just seen me do, is I've just stuck onto the back of the cut file another cut out of it, flipped over with all the contour lines removed, because I was planning on putting the whole thing inside a page protector and creating a huge shaker pocket. In the end, it didn't work. I didn't leave that in because it was a complete unmitigated disaster. It was horrendous. So I haven't left that in for you to look at. You just don't want to see me make mistake after mistake. I thought you might actually like to see the page come together. So what I've done is I just literally have backed it in vellum, put the white on the back, which has actually helped the starry bit look a little bit darker where the starry vellum was. In real life, it has a really nice sheen to it, but it just doesn't look... It just looks softer, but the white behind really helps. So I've just literally used a whole load of embellishments here from the Baking Spirits Bright collection. I've almost created a little pocket there with the deer. The little title in the middle looks so cute, and then I splattered it with some white paint. I've also added, you also just saw me add some little die cut foliage as well. That's a Sizzix die, I think it's a Tim Holtz one. I've then just literally flipped over, so this is day one. So that page there is actually a full strip of 12 by 12. It's 8.5 inches tall, and then it's the full width of the page that was available. I've then made it so that the crease line is at 7.5 inches to give enough space for the page plus the bit that needed the holes punching in it. And I've just scored down that with my bone folder on my scoring board to make a flip out page. I've decided to use this Joy cut file. This one is from the 2022 December album Advent as well. I love this file, it's so cute. I don't make you watch me back the whole thing, but I do back the whole thing. I do it in traditional colours as well. I did want it to be green and red. So I make the wreath all lovely and green. I've backed all the little berries in a little teeny tiny bit of red with hearts on. And then I make the Y and the J both stripy. I think I've used more of that vellum on the J. And I'm using more of these foliage bits here just to tuck in underneath the Joy. I have done the same thing here and cut the Joy cut file. I flipped it over, cut it again on my Cricut, the same size with the internal contour lines removed, just to give it a solid backing so that when it overlaps and hangs over that page, there's no kind of nasty cut edges where I've trimmed around them and I've used my scissors and things. It just looks all really neat when you open it out. And I loved the way that tucking in all those little bits of foliage just added to that cut file and made it look really Christmassy. What I've decided to do here then is choose 4 of the tags from the cut apart tag sheet, and I'm going to use these as little lift up doors, just like you would have on an advent calendar, because this is day one, is all about my little boy Elliot, all ready for school, opening his advent calendars. I don't know quite how this happened, but he got 2 this year. So he's got a chocolate one, which is a train, which we put little chocolates in each of the drawers. And then he also got a Gravitrax one. If you don't know what Gravitrax is, it's like a marble run that you build yourself, but oh, it's so clever. It's got so many little gadgets and gizmos that can flip the ball back up to the previous level. And it's like a marble track that you build. It's amazing. Anyway, this was an advent calendar to get a different piece every day to add to your set. He thought it was brilliant. We've had lots of fun already. So what I've done there with the tags is I have popped them all out, cut the edges off. I've added a bow to each one. I've also then scored along so that I can stick them down. I'm sticking them down here with red line tape just to make sure that they really stick. So that they can be stuck down and then lifted up, and the photograph is going to go underneath. So I'm just lining them all up here. I was going to go in a straight line, and then I decided no, I really wanted to go kind of wonky. So I've come with a wonky set of them. Just peeling off the red line tape off the back, positioning them down so that they don't sort of catch on each other as you're opening and closing this page. And then just creasing them, making sure it all works. And then I'm going to put the photographs in the right order as well. This is really important. So the first thing he did was got a letter from his Elle who had reappeared. And then he read the letter. Then he opened his chocolate train. And then he opened his Gravitrax advent calendar. Now I do pop through here and add quite a few stickers and bits and pieces onto the photographs. I haven't backed the photos. Didn't feel they needed it. I love that background paper too much. Didn't feel they needed it. I wanted to sort of leave that wood grainy paper. The other side of that paper, the reason I've done this because I just love both sides of this paper, and it was just beautiful. So I didn't want to lose the grey on the other side or the wood grain. So I thought they worked beautifully together, and they worked really well with the cut files I've chosen for my title page and for this page as well. So I'm writing the title Advent Joy. I do spend quite a bit of time playing with the position of this title because it just looked like it was floating. So I've decided to stick it, just kind of tuck it behind the title, the cut file a little bit. Again, like I said, the foliage just adds to the Christmassy feel to that. Put a couple of little phrase stickers under there as well. and then go back through my ephemera, put the number 1 sticker. That is a Simple Stories set of foam stickers from a couple of years ago. I've had them for a while. I think I was going to use them in my album last year, and then I got some different ones from Elle Studio, or I made some, I can't remember, but I didn't use them, so I thought, oh, they'd be perfect this year. So I've actually used, I like to use the same numbers on each page, so you can always find the number on each page. It's just a little thing I like to do. I decided the bottom of this page looked a little bit plain, so I'm using some of these stickers from the sticker book. Here's some puffy stickers from Elle Studio. I just felt it needed something along that bottom area down there, and then I wanted something on that right hand edge as well, so I've put Christmas wishes at that side, stuck a little couple of holly leaves in, and then decided that I was going to stick a little sticker that's got a journaling space that I could use just to add a tiny bit of journaling to this page. It doesn't need a lot. I didn't write a lot on this page at all. It's pretty obvious what it is. I just wanted something on there. So now I faff around for a little bit longer, adding the last few little bits. One thing I haven't shown you is I do go back and I splatter the joy page with some white as well to make it look all snowy. And I put a little cluster up at that top corner as well. Really pleased with how that's turned out. Have a little look here at the close-ups. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. You'll find some more close-ups on my Instagram. I'd love you to come and follow me over there. As we've got Peartree Cutfiles and Peartree Papercrafts on Instagram. And if you don't already, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks ever so much for watching, and check back later for more December daily videos. Bye for now.